it's just way too cold for this season, you know, like, it's so hot during the day, like, I'm gonna grab another blanket. You wanna share it with me? Okay. Okay. Okay, that feels so much better already. Okay. This is my teddy bear Maisie. I don't sleep without her. So, did you bring anyone with you? Let me see. Oh, I love it. What's its name? Oh, so cute. So cute. Yeah. Okay. So, I thought that I would freak us out. Okay, yes, but no. Yes, no, but yes. Like, I wanted to tell you some ghost stories, and you can decide if you believe me or not. Some of them are crazy. Okay. This one happened when I was really little. Oh gosh, I would say probably 5 or 6 years old, I think. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so get cozy, because some of these are wild. Okay, so when I was really young, I would go on like dates with my grandpa all the time. I had so much fun. I loved my grandpa so much, and he loved to go to the theater. So this one Sunday afternoon, we went to go watch a play, and I don't remember anything about the play, so I couldn't tell you what we went and saw, but I do remember walking in, and the lobby kind of slanted up, and there's like this red velvet carpet. It looked so soft, and then like gold railings, and just like angels and animals carved into the walls. Like, it was super fancy. And I remember getting to our seat, and they were that same red velvety, soft, cozy, super cozy cushioning chairs. Like, you knew they designed them for you to stay there for a few hours. So we were kind of towards the back a little bit, so you could really just, the sounds from the stage were just echoing, and I just remember kind of zoning out, and just like surrounded with these sounds that were kind of comforting, actually. Like, I just was just so happy and content in that moment, and just I leaned up against my grandpa because I was kind of sleepy. It was so warm in there with all the people, and I just was kind of just laying there, probably almost falling asleep, and then all of a sudden I felt this gust of cold air, like under the chair, like past my ankles. And I remember like coming to, and I was like wide awake at this point, and it was almost like I went into a different dimension. Like, the lights got really dim, the echoing sounds got really muffled, and I still can't believe what happened next, but I remember it so vividly. and I could see the usher at the back, and he kind of looked at me and gave me this little nod and a little smile, but then this little girl in a dress walked right through his knees and walked down the aisle, and she was about 2 or 3 rows in front of me, and she goes and she sits down. She turned and looked right at me, and she gave me this smile. This smile did not feel human. Like, I remember getting chills. I felt like I was in a deep freezer. Like, it reminded me of like my grandpa would hunt, and his freezer full of meat. That cold that just like comes out of that. That's what it felt like. And then she looked away and vanished, and then everything went normal. Like, the room was warm again. The sounds were echoing normally, and I looked up into my grandpa's eyes, and he looked down at me and just smiled, and he was enjoying the play. I had no idea what I had just experienced. Like, that experience was only mine. I don't think any other soul or person in that room that day saw what I did. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I start with a too scary of one? I know. I just wanted to kind of go down the timeline. Like, that was the first thing that I ever remember, and it was intense. I know. We're in a tent. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. That happened to me, though. It's absolutely true. Like, if you don't believe me, that's fine, but I'll try and help you settle your nerves, okay? I brought my candy box. Chocolate. Let's see what else I have. Let me grab it. I stashed this away from my family, and I keep all my goodies in here. But since I freaked you out so bad, I'll share with you, okay? Let's see what I have here. Reese's Pieces Big Cup. Gotta love Reese's. Maybe. Okay. Let me see what else I've got in here. I've got this Lappy Dappy, stretchy and tangy grape flavored candy. Jokes on every wrapper. Oh, there we go. This will break the tension. Okay. This actually says Laffy for me and half Laffy for you. Right there. So they made this to share. So keep that in mind. Okay, let me find these jokes. Okay. If I can see. What do you call a clown with a psych degree? I don't know. Let me find the answer now. Okay. A funcologist. I know these are so good, right? Okay. Joke number 2 is, how does a baby search the internet? Okay, the answer is, it Googles it. Googles it. Okay, yeah, they're so bad, but oh, you gotta try one of these. They're almost gone, but I picked them up coming back from one of my flights. They are a coffee caramel. I know, I know how much you love coffee, almost as much as I do, but okay, you have one. I'm gonna eat one, and then maybe I will tell you another story. Okay. Here, give me your wrapper. They kind of got cold. I let it sit in your mouth. Wow. Let me think. Okay. This next story. You can't tell this story to anyone else. Because of a very specific part in this story I don't want anyone else to know, okay? So, when I was, much older, we were getting close to graduating high school. I was at my friend's house. The one girl, she'd go by B. She was called, that was her nickname at school, was B. You remember her? But, so I was at her house. And I swear she lived in a mansion. Like, it was huge. But, anyway. This is why you can't tell anybody else this story, is because we were kind of celebrating because school was ending, and she had gotten some special gummies, some special treats, okay? And we were just up really late, you know, girl talking, makeovers, facials, and anyway, so it was really late, and we'd had quite a few of these special treats, and so we were starving. The pizza that we had gotten earlier was long gone. We polished it off hours ago, and so me and her decide to go to the kitchen, you know, find something to eat. So we tiptoe down there. They had like stone floors, like, so we literally had to tiptoe because things echoed in that house, okay? And even though it was late, we're like, you know, what if someone caught us? That would be like so embarrassing. kitchen. We can find like some bags of Cheetos, Nutella and pretzels, and good lord, they had like everything. So we just grabbed as much as we could carry. It was funny. Anyway, so we start walking back to her room, and her room was on the second floor, and her parents' room was on the floor above that, and like it was all open, so like there's a balcony. And anyway, so we're walking and we're almost to her room, and we see her mom. Her mom like leaned over the railing and was like, B, is everything okay? And we're like, we didn't dare say anything, because if we said anything, then that would acknowledge that we were actually there. Like, it was dark enough that we're like, well, did she really see us, or was she like hearing us? Like, we didn't quite know. So we like just, as quietly as we could, book it to her room and shut the door and just like, whoa, like, oh my god, that was so close, right? So close. And then the next morning, we're kind of like nervous to go out for breakfast. We can hear her mom downstairs just cooking dinner, and pots are banging, and so we're like, well, it's inevitable, we better go down. And so we go downstairs because we're just waiting for her mom to rip into us and be like, what are you guys up so late for? Like, you know, whatever. But we get in there, and B was like, so hey mom, I'm sorry that we didn't reply to you last night. Like, we were just strung out because we were just so tired, and you kind of startled us because we didn't think anyone would be up, and she's just saying these things, that her mom looks up from her plate and was really confused, like, what are you talking about? And B looks and was like, why are you so confused, Mom? And her mom was like, I wasn't up last night. I slept all night long. Like, and then me and B look at each other, and we just get this, like, this wave of cold just, like, drops through our entire body, and we're like, oh my god. It wasn't her mom. And she's not a person who, like, jokes around. Like, she's a fun person, but she's serious. And so we were so terrified. We're like, the next sleepover we had, we never left the room. We brought all the snacks. Before we went to bed, we loaded the room up with the snacks so we'd never have to experience that again. Like, absolutely terrifying. So, yeah, there was that happened. Yes, totally. You can have that, Reese's. There's one more story I want to tell you, though. Can you handle it, though? Okay. So, if you can resist, save one of these for me, because I want one, okay? Alright. Okay. Alright, so this other one happened. I was in college, and they were doing, so this was like about 6 months later. We had just started college. So we had, did you hear that? What the hell was that? there's some sun. Daylight is the word I'm looking for. Anyways, it wasn't pitch dark yet, so I start heading back out of the canyon, and I was driving my old pickup truck. Do you remember that one from my dad? It was so ugly. Yeah, that like green color. That's what I was driving at the time, and total POS, but it was reliable. But I get about 15 minutes down, so I'm halfway out, and all of a sudden my like dashboard and the engine, everything just quits. Everything just dies down. And I'm like, what in the world? This has never happened. So I slowly coast and pull off to the side and put it in park. You know, and I try to start it back up. I pick up my phone. I had no cell service. I was not far enough out of the canyon to get reception, so my phone was useless. So I'm sitting there trying not to panic. It's getting darker by the minute. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this figure dressed in white. She had long dark hair down to the middle of her back. And it almost looks like she's glitching, but she's just kind of walking down the side of the road just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, from like either side of the truck, I first saw it on this side, and this dog walks past and then is right behind her, and then another dog on this side walks past and is right behind her. So she's got two dogs following her, and they're just like, they're white as snow. One of the dogs turned back and looked at me, and it had like pink eyes, like, I'm like, are albino dogs like a thing? I'd never seen that before. Anyways, it was like freaky as hell. And all of a sudden, both dogs and this lady, this person stops. They stop walking. The lady slowly turns around. But before I can see her face, it's like a gust of wind came and whew, they were gone. Like, her and the dogs were just gone. I was like, did I blink? What happened? Like, anyways, needless to say, I was terrified. So I turned my key again to start that truck. Right up, no problem. I was like, thank God. Anyway, we get out of the canyon just fine without any other problems, but I was like, what in the world? Absolutely terrifying. Super scary. Those were like the three major ones that happened in my life. And other than that, like at my grandpa's house, just every once in a while little things would happen. Like there was one night I went to go use the bathroom, and the kitchen is down the hallway from the bathroom, working outside, working on the farm, feeding the pigs and whatever he was doing. And the lights would just flicker. You know, basic stuff. Then there was one time I was sitting there watching TV, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this figure dressed in white with long dark hair walk down the hallway into the kitchen. I'm starting to wonder if there's someone or something